of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show. Freestyle Friday. We are here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm very honored to have you all here with us today. We have with us Dr. Jody Bear. How are you over there, Dr. Bear?
I am fantastic because I'm with you, the balanced doctor, the doctor of all, Kim Jacobs. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, balancing a whole lot of different plates. And so this show is definitely for you if you wear a lot of different hats and you know that there are a lot of demands on your life. There are things that's required of you, and you have to get to the other side of some things, right? You're balancing, managing, juggling family. You're dealing with roles and responsibilities. You may be in school, you name it. It could be all kinds of things that's happening. The people that come here on the Kim Jacobs Show, they have been there, done that, and they're here to share their stories. And Dr. Jody Bear is one of our Freestyle Friday experts, and she's here today to talk to us about some things that can help you on this journey called life. So who's visiting in, who's in the virtual studio audience, share the broadcast. Take a moment for a second and share the broadcast. Let's do that. Let's do that for a quick moment, just to let everybody know that we're going to have a great episode lined up for you. And I really want you to go ahead and invite people to be a part of our discussion. So tag your friends. Tell them the Kim Jacobs Show is on air, and I'll give you some time to do that right now. I got it, Mackenzie. I know Mackenzie's helping me back. Everybody some time to share the broadcast. Who shared the broadcast? Make sure you put in the comments. I did. I'm seeing one of our other Freestyle Friday experts coming in, and she's getting herself situated backstage. Listen, Dr. Jody Bear, tell everybody what you're here to talk to us about today.
Kim, thank you so much for having me. And we've gone through the holidays. We've gone through making those New Year's resolutions and whatever. And sometimes when you say if you're a business owner, Kim, it's called, okay, estimated tax, this, that, and the other. And the anxiety sets in. So I am here to talk about anxiety. It's here. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's eradicate. Let's look at it, eradicate it, and know that when it comes up, I'm here to give you 10 tips that you can use. This is news you can use, preventative health. And frankly, they work because when you're aware, you don't know what you don't know until you know, right, Kim?
That's right. I'm glad you're here talking about that topic today. And listen, make sure in the virtual studio audience, you take notes as well. She's going to be sharing 10 tips. So get your notepads out. If you don't have your notepads, type it right here in the comments section and capture these notes. Let's go. What's tip number 1?
Well, and I wanted to give a little background.
Okay, tell us.
Why is anxiety important? Check this out. Since COVID, in the COVID era, adults from 30 to 44 have 32% more anxiety. But guess what? If you're over 50, the number jumps by double. Okay. That's by, the NAMI, which Les Brown, our wonderful Les Brown, is president of that society, National Association of Mental Illness. Now, it's not necessarily in mental illness, but see that statistic has dropped because we're doing everything virtually. We're not feeling the hugs of people. We're not doing this. And so, Kim, you know that I'm Dr. Jody Baird, now known as America's top foundational health coach for 4 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been allowed to give, and I'm so grateful. 30,000 clients of mine have lost over 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. And
you know your stuff, that's for sure.
So COVID era, 3,000 have reclaimed their lives. So if you're dealing with anxiety, guess what? The body is a miracle making machine. It can and will heal itself. Just give it what it needs. Because when you do these tips, Kim, I have a saying that your micro habits turn into your macro life. So let's go, shall we?
No, before we go into the 10, let's also give the meaning of anxiety, because sometimes we say things and people are like, well, what does it even mean to be anxious? So according to the dictionary here, a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. It's just like, I just can't get into my flow. I'm too uneasy. Typically about an imminent event, kind of surrounding an event, or something with an uncertain outcome. We just don't know what the future holds in this. And that puts I think pretty much a lot of people around the world in an anxious state, because things pop off so much that we don't even know what to expect, from a school shooting to just going to celebrate an event with the Chinese New Year or anything that's happening. And something happens. And then common causes, according to Mayo Clinic, says anxiety can be normal in stressful situations, such as public speaking, like what we're doing here. It can cause you a little bit of, oh, okay, what's going on? Or taking a test if you're in school, stuff like that. But anxiety is only an indicator of underlying disease when feelings become excessive. It's too far gone, all consuming. We got to figure out the bottom line. That's when it becomes a problem. So make sure you go ahead and let's start with tip number 1.
And Kim, I've got to say about that, anxiety is good. Because if you're feeling a little anxious, that also means that you're outside your comfort zone. If you just stay in and you don't realize it, talking about anxiety, if you're outside of your comfort zone, it's a good thing. You're going to be able to do this. You might notice some physical symptoms like an increased heart rate, rapid breathing. You said worry. See, the body, this is my personal opinion. I'm a woman of faith. The body cannot exist in worry and peace. So when you feel that, address it and say, I can get back into it. You might have a problem concentrating. It might go all the way up to PTSD or have a diagnosis. But you know what? As Les Brown says, your diagnosis is not your prognosis. So let's go. Tip number 1. It comes back to, I'm going to say this, being a holistic nutritious diet and exercise. It is staying active. The biggest thing that you can do, and especially if you have a break, if you're in the northern climates, get a break where you get some sunshine. Get yourself a UV light that has vitamin D in it, an infrared. Get something active. Yoga is really good. If you want our Freestyle Friday people, go to my website, drjody.com, look at my blogs, send me an email. You can do that at Jody at Health Coach Jody. I will give you for free my ebook, 10 Rituals to Rock Your Day. That 10 Rituals, it's a 50-page guide that will guide you through all of these. But Qigong is great. It is that slow down to speed up. My Qigong walk takes you 30 minutes. Just stay active. Then you have the serotonin levels that come in. Your GABA is as a supplement, but the GABA kicks in when you're active. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, this is a really easy one. Stay clear of alcohol, because you think it gives you an upper, but it actually depresses you, and it lets you just get in. Now, believe it or not, Kim, as I'm talking about pristine, clean, 1 ounce of grain alcohol is good for the bowl. Have you ever heard that granddaddy had a hot toddy? It's good for you because it cleans your spleen. It cleans your spleen, and when you have a clean spleen, the anxiety leaves. Now, limit your caffeine. I believe in caffeine that is alkaline. Only have that coffee in the morning, nothing after, let's say, 2 o'clock. Another one in the nutrition age is stay clear of dairy milk. All right. Okay. almond milk is really good because that extra pus, I'm just talking about it is. Pus is what is in dairy milk.
Okay.
Did I say pus? Yes. And
Us.
it will create inflammation, which creates the chi not to flow through your body. All right.
Interesting.
That good night's rest.
So
Unlike
it's
what I
like
do.
that. You're the good night's rest, everybody, and avoiding,
Yes.
according what she's saying, dairy.
Yes. Dairy, make sure that you prioritize your rest. The best rest, Kim, that you can get is before midnight. Now, I violated my own rule because I stayed up doing editing for my new book. I was up till 1 a.m. and I'm feeling like I'm not quite as up as I would like to be.
Right.
See, you go into that yin with yin time at midnight. If you get an hour of sleep before midnight, it's like 4 hours of sleep after midnight. So you go
Interesting.
into that REM sleep. Then think about it. The meditation. I've talked about mindfulness. I've talked about meditation so many times on the show. Why? Because when you slow down to speed up, just like if you have a curveball that hits you, we were talking about this, prior. You had a great show. It said when you get a curveball and all of a sudden, where are you going? If you can just take a moment and just take 3 deep breaths, and say something in, but out of your mouth, and do that 3 times and say, all is well. My rituals are one where I take my qigong walk after my lemon water, do my washing with oil pulling with frankincense. It's good enough for our Savior. It's good enough for me. Then I
Yeah.
go do a qigong walk, come back and take a hot, cold, believe it or not, especially when it's so cold. When you take that shower and you let it run on your back, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. It doesn't have to be freezing. But you've
Right.
seen these people go in these ice baths. It's a
Yeah.
fad. It's great, but you can get the same benefit by doing hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold on after your shower on your spine. It will regulate you. And that's how, let me tell you, when you get that cold shower, even in Florida, it was cold. You see, I've got a sweater on today. You actually will you'll feel totally different. You'll feel totally peaceful and you'll be awake. Now, number 7 is a balanced diet.
A
And what I'm
balanced
talking
diet.
balanced diet, Jody, what does a balanced diet? Oh, I eat clean. That's all great. A
Right. Because
balanced,
people always use these words, a balanced diet, a better exercise, better rest and more rest and all of that. But what does it actually mean to the person on the receiving end? What does a balanced diet look like?
and I want to come back to sleep. I forgot one thing. Because if
Okay.
you're feeling kind of anxious and you say, oh, I'm saying sleep, turn off your electronics, turn them off 30 minutes before you go to bed. Read a good book, like something that'll be really heavy, like Zoran Kierkegaard's the existential mindset. I mean, that would be one thing. Oh yeah, I'm ready to go to sleep. And then
Right, right.
not something fun and uplifting. And when you do that for 30 minutes, get yourself some chamomile tea. If it tastes like dishwater, put a little cinnamon in there. It will calm your digestive system. It's great. So then a balanced diet. Go ahead and go to the alkaline side. When you go to my website, ladies and gentlemen, you will see under my blogs, I have an alkaline chart. I
Okay.
make things easy. And if they're easy, they're effective. And when they're effective, they're sustainable.
Yes.
It's called Alkaline Chart. Wrote it years ago. It's still very, very good. If you stay on the leafy green, think about being so green. When you get closer to the white, like potatoes, they're acidic. But most importantly, with this alkaline diet, it's food combinations.
Okay.
Food combinations. And that means starch does not go with protein. How many times have you had a potato? How do you like your steak with a baked potato? Wrong. That will sit in
Interesting.
your gut. It will it will create fermentation in your gut because it's hard to digest. And when your food is hard to digest, you get anxious. It
And this is
all
information you have on your website about
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes,
alkaline
ma'am.
diets.
These are all award-winning articles, peer-reviewed articles, and blogs.
So
Yes.
make sure you all go and visit with Jody. Joe, let me put my glasses on, but here. I want to make sure that you go to her website, which is drjod.com, because many of you are podcast listeners as well. drjod.com. And all of this information that she's sharing will be found and housed there for you all. So you'll know what goes with what for you to be able to eat. Go ahead, Dr. Jody.
And see, when you eat a balanced diet, and if you stay towards the grains, okay, and I'm not saying that you can't have a potato, eat it by itself, just like you eat fruit by itself. But
Right.
Jody, there's fruits in smoothies. Check it out when you go and get your smoothie the next time. You have only fruits that combine with vegetables that are fibrous, and like juicy oranges, grapefruit, lemons. No, 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 no. The fruit that you will have with your smoothie, like with spinach and carrot, is a green apple because it's fibrous. It will go through your body. You will get all the glycemic index of everything into your liver, cleaning out your liver. And then you'll have an opportunity to have inflammation go down, because inflammation is the number one cause of all disease. And inflammation comes from stress. If you feel stressed, make sure you eliminate the sugar. It's just so important. Yeah. It's if it looks a food, I'll just end with this. If a food looks white, it needs to be out of sight. Just does. Okay.
Like that. If the food is white, according to Dr. Jody Bear, she's saying put it out of sight. Now, why are you saying that? Tell us.
Because it has a chemical in it. White flour, folic acid. Fortified just means that it has things that I can't pronounce and I don't want my bodies. I say, for me, I am a vegetarian. Why am I a vegetarian? I'm a vegetarian because I'm an A negative blood type. Kim, it's the only thing that's negative about me is my blood type. Okay.
I can only imagine there is not much else negative about you at all in life, right? So you are a walking billboard of positive force here. Okay. So you, because of your blood type, you decided to go with this particular diet.
Vegetarian. If you are an O blood type, go to your doctor, find out. Guess what? You can be a carnivore. Just eat your meat by itself. Remember when your kids were small, Kim, and you had this little plate and it had little sections? Your children, my boys, they ate around the plate, didn't they? They one thing all the same, and then they ate another, and they didn't mix it up. Now, did they?
No.
Because they instinctively knew. Then if you want fruit, have it 20 minutes after your meal. But vegetables, make 80% of your meal lightly steamed vegetables and raw vegetables. But in the winter, make sure that you have warm white onions. I see that question. White onions, no, you can have white onions, but I prefer a sweet Vidalia, the yellow ones. And actually, Trenton, great question. If you eat purple onions, it's towards the alkaline side. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so these things that Dr. Jody Bear is sharing, they're statistically sound according to information that she's researched, and she provides those sources on her website. So you'll be able to get that at drjody.com. So that way you can reference what she's saying versus just a personal opinion of what she's sharing. Okay.
All right, and these are things, as we wrap up 8, 9, and 10, these are things that I practice, that I have done for my 4 decades, am doing and wouldn't do again until I find something better. But fads come and go. And I know there are fads with that. You can do anything in moderation. Like I said, you can have a hot toddy when it's hot. One other thing about food, just do yourself a favor. When it's cold outside, not so much raw. When it's warm in the summer, eat raw. It's a balance. That's balance, doctor. It's a balance. You go ahead and have warm foods when it's cold outside. You're good to your body. That's why soup tastes so good during that time. And we already hit on number 9 a bit about breathing. If you're finding this thing coming over you, now I have a great supplement. I am absolutely, I will type it in my comments. It's ashwagandha. It's spelled ASHWANGHANDA. It has a
ASH. Say it one more time.
WANDA, like ashwa, and then GHANDA, ashwagandha. And this ashwagandha is a cortisol eliminator. It'll allow the body, see, therapies, supplements, prescriptions, surgeries don't cure, but the body put in the right condition will heal itself. And it does. I have this all the time. Yes, ashwagandha, kind of like the name Wanda. It will eliminate the cortisol. And I had a situation Tuesday. I was feeling it myself. And I'm talking about anxiety on Friday. So I did my 5 things. I went and took a walk. I listened to music. I went ahead and took some ashwagandha. I took an extra meditation, and then I went into prayer.
Good.
And that was, along with, I was very light on my eating, and it worked splendiferously. So I do practice it myself. When you breathe, check down in your diaphragm underneath your rib cage. Are you breathing there? That's why yoga is so good, because you've never seen a yogi, Kim. They're not going to breathe like that. They're going to do it from their diaphragm. It's deep.
Oh, I'm rubbing my stomach. I was just trying to see if I could feel.
From the belly button. It will help you relax. We said about chamomile tea. Put some cinnamon in it, nutmeg, allspice. All of those are very warming and soothing to your soul. And last but not least, now I just have one certification in aromatherapy, but I know enough to be dangerously good. There are 2 aromatherapy products. Okay. With men, it's Atlas like Charles Atlas, cedarwood, Atlas cedarwood. And for women, it's clary sage. And they are just amazing. You do put them on your belly button, which energetically is close to the male and female hormones.
Yeah.
Put it on your chest, put it behind your ears. And of course, lavender to sleep. But most people don't know about Atlas cedarwood or clary sage. And it doesn't, clary sage, you feel like you're going to do a Simon and Garfunkel song, Rosemary and Thyme. It's that kind of thing. So
no, I could not sing it like that, even though, it sounds nice and you're belting it out beautifully. But no, not everybody does it like that. You just say Rosemary and Thyme.
So in conclusion, as I'm coming back to Les and his saying, what you're going through, you will get through. Absolutely. Make sure you get guidance. If it persists, talk to someone or get counseling or a licensed professional such as myself in my area. And people that are in the wellness, the preventative wellness, I can say in my circle, I will move it up the chain. If I cannot help, we'll move it up. But together, we came in this world alone, Kim. We went out of this world alone, but together we need everybody. And I would like to say in conclusion, I am doing by popular demand 3 weeks to pristine clean. I do it periodically with the parasite cleanse every 90 days. There is a rhythm to this. I will be doing and conducting a class. I still have a few more seats left, but you can go to pristineclean.eventbrite.com.
Let's put that up. We're going to put that right here. Go to pristineclean@eventbrite.com. And we're also going to put it as a banner for you so that you can know exactly where to go to register for this 3-week cleanse. Okay.
It's pristineclean.eventbrite.com. And I will say to you this is that what normally I charge for this, because I want to get it out, it's 60% off. Oh, wow. And if you DM me on IG, now I know I'm just opening up a whirlwind, but I don't care, because more people that are pristine clean will have less inflammation. The anxiety will be eliminated. So if you put the keyword Kim into my private messenger or my IG at Health Coach Jody, I will give you an extra $50 off just because I love you and your audience. And with that, I will say, whether it's diet, no food tastes as good as health feels. And in your emotions, when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. That's what you do, Kim, for everyone. I'm so delighted to be with you today. And I am Dr. Jody, and I approved this message.
Well, I can tell you one thing that I approve. I approve the fact that it is a celebration today for you and someone very special. And I want to pop a picture up that I found. Who is this handsome gentleman walking you down the aisle 13 years ago? Tell us about him.
We were married on January 27th at the Biltmore in Coral Gables. And I just decided, why not wear red the next time around? That is Dr. Bob Bear, the love for the rest of my life. And he toasted at our reception. He said, we're going to be back here in 5 years if I'm not dead.
Oh,
and because he said, I'm the oldest person in this room. And my son came up and he goes, let's hear it for old people's love. You're going to make it past 5. So now this is number 13. It's my lucky number. And Bob Bear and I are going out for the weekend. He truly is. Robert H. Bear is the wind beneath my wings. absolutely one of a kind international archaeologist, and he made me a one of a kind woman.
Oh, I love it. Shout out to you, Mr. Bob Bear. Happy anniversary to you and the lovely Dr. Joe D. Bear. We just celebrate you today, and I'm glad that we were able to do it here on Freestyle Friday. Okay, questions, everybody. I see lots of comments and questions that came in. I want to just take at least 2 minutes here and go through them right quick. Mackenzie, if you could pop those up, and we can do kind of like a flash round before we take a commercial break and hear from our next Freestyle Friday expert. Let's see. Congratulations. Congratulations. I see someone saying, so beautiful. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary. Lots of happy anniversaries coming in. Thank you all so much for celebrating. And let's see if any questions came in earlier. I see people tagging people. There's been a lot that's happened over here while before I started looking. Okay. Good morning, Ernetta Caldwell, our Reinvent Yourself expert. She actually has a clip that she shared with us, and you're going to hear that in a few seconds. And let's see who else. Greetings, everyone. I see you. Mackenzie, if you could flash those up on the screen, that would help me some back there. And I see greetings, everyone. Vaughn, glad to have you. Kim, you're looking fabulous. Whoa, thank you. What? Thank you.
Yeah, it's the hat.
Good morning from Florida. I see good morning from Florida. Let's see who else is over here. I see people tagging people. Hello to you, Dr. Jody. Hello, beautiful ladies. You're a beautiful lady yourself, Ernetta. And I see you are a blessing, Dr. Jody. Dr. Tina Ramsey from CTR Media Network is on, and she said, hey, got it. That's true. You guys, if you're interested in having a broadcast on your podcast on CTR Media Network, reach out to me. I have a special invitation for you to be able to share with Dr. Tina, saying that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. And it'd be my honor to recommend you over to the CTR Media podcast. We stream in over 68 countries and 350 million households. So make sure you reach out to me. The information was very helpful. Thank you so much. This Facebook user said, any other comments? Let's see. All right, much love, Ms. Dr. D. Is almond milk okay? She answered that. She said yes. What's good for brain fog? Any thoughts on what's good for brain fog? Someone wants to.
Absolutely. If you put GABA, GABA, with ashwagandha, it will slow the brain. Now, the reason you have brain fog is because it's going too fast. And I'll tell you something else that you're going to love. Blueberries. Blueberries are very good because of the resveratrol. Blueberries are the best free radical eliminator. You're having that brain fog. That's symptomatic of that. I love that conscious consumption. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I like you, Dennis. You got to tag me and friend me on Facebook. I love what you're saying about this. But the free radicals, they say, well, but maybe I don't like blueberries. Just get a teaspoonful of dried, freeze-dried organic blueberries, put it in water. It will taste like a nothing burger.
Interesting.
Got the same effect.
Well, she'll come back and look at some of the comments again, but lots of celebratory comments coming in. And we thank you all for everything that you all are sharing today. Thank you, Dr. Joe D. Bear, for being here with us today. You're welcome to stay on the screen or go backstage. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back and hear from our next Freestyle Friday expert, which is Ernetta Caldwell. And we also have a very special treat sitting backstage for you in the person of Carrie Ann Hilliard, and she's going to be talking to us later in this broadcast about, I'm going to let her tell you what she's going to talk about, because she's our expert that wears two different hats: overcoming single parent obstacles and helping adolescents speak out. So I'm going to let her reveal what she's going to share with you. Let me go ahead and pull her in for a second so you can already get your mind right and see what she's going to be talking about later today. Carrie Ann, how are you today? Unmute yourself over there and tell us what people can expect to hear.
I'm doing well today. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm going to talk about service, being a servant unto the Lord. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. It's coming out of Mark chapter 10, verse 45.
Well, see, now I didn't even talk about that, hat, that you are also a minister of the gospel. And so in addition to all of these expert advice tips that she gives, She balances her life by sharing and spreading the word of God. So I'm so honored that Carrie Ann's going to be talking about service today. We'll catch up with her later in today's broadcast. And right after this commercial break, you're going to hear from Ernetta Caldwell. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
Ernetta Caldwell to come on. I just want to take a moment and sometimes throughout the broadcast, I like to make sure I let you know how you can support and invest and be a part of pouring into the Kim Jacobs Show. In order for us to be able to provide this level of programming to you all on a consistent Monday through Friday basis, I would love for you to know how you can help make that continue to be a possibility. So here are some ways as we take a moment for you to know. You can actually send Cash App. And when you send these things too, I do share random shout outs periodically and let people know that, hey, these are some of the contributors to the Kim Jacobs Show. So make sure you know that you can go to $ Kim Jacobs Inc., or you can also send it through PayPal, paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And any of the methods that work for you to support and pour into the broadcast. No amount is too small. So thank you for your contributions to the program. And I really do hope that the Kim Jacobs Show is providing you with what you need to be able to help your life be better balanced in some capacity of this journey called life. And again, even when we're in life and we're trying to figure out if we're actually in balance or out of sync, a lot of times we're just in that season of our lives where we're striving to do what we know God has called and purposed us to do. And it may not look like it's balanced to other outsiders, but you know what the will of God is for your life. So thank you for your contributions to the Kim Jacobs Show and for allowing us to continue to help.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on.
I'm going to hear now from Ernetta Caldwell, our Reinvent Yourself specialist right now. I'm going to put it up here. I'll do it, Mackenzie. Thank you. I know you're helping me backstage. Let me manage.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Kim Jacobs, for having me. My name is Ernetta Caldwell, and I want to speak today to the woman that continuously breaks promises.
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening, so let me try it one more time, and we will hear from Ernetta. But we're going to hear from Ernetta today, so let's make this happen. Hold on.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Kim Jacobs, for having me. My name is Ernetta Caldwell, and I want to speak today to the woman that continuously breaks promises to herself. You start, but you never finish. You pour into others, but you find it difficult to pour into yourself. This year already, you told yourself you wanted to lose the weight. You started the diet, but you stopped already. Maybe you said you want to save money, you want to start the business, write the book. Believe me, I know exactly where you are. I've been there before. There was a time when God asked me to write a book and I would start, but then I felt like I would never finish because I kept stopping. And it took for me to really connect with the confidence within to believe that I can do it. But the key was I wanted to surrender to God to be in alignment with the God-given assignment. So guess what? I ended up completing 4 different books because it took for me to say, I believe that I am enough to move myself to that next level. I am going to break the cycle of breaking the promises to me. I know there's times in life where people will even tell you, you can't do it, you don't have what it takes. but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that whatever it is that God has given you, those gifts, the dreams, the desires within, that you can do it. And if you say this is you, if you're saying that this is your year to create a better version of yourself, you are ready to excel and exceed and be successful in areas of your life that you never thought you could be successful in. If you say, I am ready to have a place where I can be with other like-minded individuals and women to have accountability, then come join my membership, Reinvented by Her Academy. It's for a woman just like you. It's a woman that's ready to say yes to herself, yes to her dreams, yes to her goals, but yes to believing in who God has really called and created her to be. It's about you reinventing yourself. The power of prayer and affirmations is what really got me to the place to say yes. So if you want to right now, I have prayer affirmation cards. You can go to my website as well, www.ernettacaldwell, and get your free prayer affirmation cards because they will actually help you as well. But this is for you, ladies. I'm believing in you, but it takes for you to believe in yourself. Thank you so much for having me. I love you all. You all be blessed and know that I am praying for your success. And I am Ernetta Caldwell, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
OMG, I love that video message from Ernetta Caldwell. Make sure you all join her membership. It is going to be epic. So you definitely want to go to ernettacaldwell.com and also get your affirmation prayer cards. Those cards are life transforming. So definitely make sure that you head over to her website and take advantage of everything that she's offering as our Freestyle Friday expert right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And let her know that, hey, you heard about her through the Kim Jacobs Show because she is awesome. All right, let's see. Some comments and questions and things may have come in. So she is going to be going back and checking those out. Let's see. I see people are tagging people. Somebody said, oh, right away, Queen, right away. I'm definitely doing it. And then somebody said, hey, Carrie Ann, I love you, love you, love you, love you. And people are preparing for you as well. I see a lot of people tagging people. Share this broadcast. Those tips that just were shared with Ernetta Caldwell are tips we can apply immediately if we are, especially if we're women and you're in the process of trying to reinvent ourselves from whatever circumstances caused you to be there. Okay. All right. We have some more time left here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and we're going to hear from our own Carrie Ann Hilliard. How are you, Carrie Ann?
I'm well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It froze for a second, but I am doing great. And let me also let you know, I don't know what's happening today, but as we say, the devil is a liar because Mackenzie was not even touching any buttons back there. And I'm big on don't be calling anybody out and then you don't go back and course correct it when you find out that that wasn't the situation. So I just want to say to Mackenzie backstage, thank you for everything that you're doing. And I realized that you weren't even pushing buttons. I wasn't pushing buttons. I don't know who. What in the world? What in the world? Somebody was pushing some buttons, right? But it wasn't either of us. So right after this commercial break, we're going to hear about service. Raise your hand, put an emoji if we need to learn how to provide more service and be more of a servant in life. I raised my hand. We just want to be able to be more of service. And we're going to hear about that from Carrie Ann Hilliard right after this commercial break.
Nothing says I love you more than final expense insurance whole life protection with funeral advocacy nationwide, saving you and your family 30 to 80% off funerals and cremations. Nothing says I love you more than Get Insured Solutions, LLC. GetInsured.Solutions. 704-499-3616.
Back, and we're talking with Carrie Ann Hilliard. We will hear a closing point from our expert that's backstage still, Dr. Jody Bear, before we close out today's broadcast, and we'll hear a closing comment from Carrie Ann as well. So talk to us, Carrie Ann. What do you have for us?
Okay, so about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, God had gave me the word serve. And the word serve, it means to perform an act or a duty to a person or organization. And then he sent me to the Bible and I read Mark chapter 10. And I'm going to start with verse 43. And I know we usually don't read the Bible on here all the time because you do it sometimes. I
Oh
know
yeah,
you do it
you can
sometimes.
do
I
it.
saw,
Let me turn my glasses sideways.
I see you read the
Read
Bible.
the Bible on the Kim Jacobs show every time you want to. Okay, this is not the views of the show. This is the views of Kim as the host of the show. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. So I just want to read one or two scriptures. So I'm going to start at verse 43. It says, "Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave to all. For even the Son of Man did not come to serve, but to serve." And that's what it's all about. You know, now that I'm a minister, or before I was even becoming a minister, I was starting to speak about the word of God, and I didn't understand it. I just knew that I was on this ride with God, and I was just finding myself doing whatever He told me to do. That was my vision for last year. It seems to be unfolding into the vision for
Yeah.
this year. And when you think about serving, you want to make sure that you are serving others. You're serving people through love, with hope and peace and grace. You want to be like how Kim Jacobs is. She serves us every day with this show by bringing so many great people on here who is telling you how they're serving others within their lives. And I just wanted to hop on here and tell you this is what God had put inside of me to tell others to go out here and make sure that you're serving in this season.
Wow.
And please forgive the babies.
Don't
in
worry
the
about forgiving anything because this show is about how we balance life.
That's
And
what
you're a
they
grandma.
do.
You somebody
Yes,
grandma.
I am a grandmother to two. Yep. One is 2 years old and the other one is 7 months. And I serve them every day with however God tells me to go serve. Sometimes He's like, go get your grandbaby and hold them, take care of them, take them for a walk. I'm like, okay, Lord. And then sometimes He sends me to my parents, go serve them in the ministry, do what they're asking you to do, make this flyer, call these people, set this up. That's how I serve. And then I serve in my community through my business, Help Adolescents Speak Out. I'm serving you. Just on yesterday, I had 2 kids and we talked about shifting our mindsets and acting out. We're in this course, it's called Acting Out Through Social Norms. And I teach them what's normal about being sociable, like what's going on out here. Gun violence is normal now. So we think that's what
Very
we're supposed to
unfortunate.
do. I taught them, no, we don't do that. I gave them 3 note cards and I told them to write down on each one word that will help you to change that social norm around. So that's what it's all about in this moment that we're going into. Although things are crazy and the world looks is completely unrecognizable from what it was 20 years ago, we still have to make sure that we're following those godly principles and that we're serving others through love and whatever it is that He gives right here in your mind for you to do. God places it in our minds and He writes it in our hearts. So when you don't have the word of God in your hand anymore, it's going to come in your mind and it's going to be right here in your heart. And
He's
that's
going
what
to bring it back to our remembrance, the things that we've learned.
Right. And I'm also serving parents on Tuesday evenings. I'm performing an online coaching program that's directly related to my book. We're going into week 5, which talks about middle school. So if there are any middle school parents out there who need some tools and nuggets, holler at me. Just go to my website and sign up. Yes. So that's all I want to talk about is just serving others and serving. Even, we also have to take a moment and serve ourselves. Dr. Jody Bear gave us a lot of tips on how we can eat better and get rest and have the right nutrients inside of us. So that way we're able to serve others. And then Arnetta came through and she taught us how to reinvent ourselves and how we can have some prayer affirmations. So if you don't have time to read the Bible, maybe you can listen to her podcast. You can listen to her website. It's great things that's going on there. And you just call me out, whatever we need to talk about and whatever we need to do, we'll work on it. It's not even a problem. So that's all I have for everyone today, is just to serve others.
Wow. And now
Thank you.
say that scripture one more time, because I want to make sure.
That was Mark chapter 10, and it was verse 43 through verse 45.
43 through 45. I just want to make sure I
Yep.
put that there.
It was so amazing, because in this point, Jesus was talking about serving, and James and John came to him, two of his disciples, and they was like, they wanted to be the greatest in the world. And I kept trying to figure out, like, why did they want to be the greatest? But if you go over to Matthew, in Matthew chapter 20, their mom actually asked Jesus if they could sit at the right and the left hand.
And the left,
and
right.
And Jesus was like, I can't make that decision. That's not up to me. That's up to God. So what it translates into is that if you want to be the greatest in the world, you have to serve at the greatest level. And you see all the great people in the world. Kim, you have access. You're one of the great person in the world. I see you serving your family. You're serving others. You're always making sure that you're promoting other people. And you're the one who needs to be promoted. We got to promote you and make sure you get to your next level, as I heard other people say on the show this week. But you serve, and that's why you're going where you're going, because you do so. And I just want to remind people that we have to make sure that we're serving others as well.
Wow. Well, this is very inspiring. And I want to ask a question in the virtual studio audience. How are you serving people? What do you do to serve others? Put some of those comments in, and we'll be happy to pop them up, because I really want to see what some creative ways that people are serving. How can people stay connected with you, Carrie Ann?
Well, thank you for putting it right on the screen, but you can just go to my website and you can sign up to for my newsletter. Sometimes I'll send out an email. Sometimes I'll call and text. I've texted a couple of people this week and we've connected. And usually next month I'll have the Women's Encouragement Brunch. So I used to do it monthly, but for things that I have to serve, I had to change it around, and now I'm going to start doing it quarterly. So next month on February the 19th, we'll be doing the Women's Encouragement Brunch, and you can come there and I'll serve you with some more information like what you heard today, along with some breakfast and some lunch items.
There you have it. And I see comments coming in as well. Ernetta Caldwell said, "Oh, thank you so much. You all are so amazing." All right. All right. I also saw another comment. I love that, Vanita says. I love that. Serving others.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about serving others, one thing I was thinking about is it's better to serve people the way that they need to be served versus just serving people the way that we think that they need to be served. It's like, I'm not helping you at all if I'm not giving you what you really stand in the need of. Versus me just making up, here, I think this will work for you. I think, well, no, you're just throwing something at me. But I love serving people the way they desire to be served by me, is what my thought is on that. Yeah, okay. Well, this is good. I'm going to pull in our expert again. And Carrie Ann, that was nothing short of amazing, just so you know. And I am so grateful that you decided to stop by as one of our Freestyle Friday experts today, because that was very helpful as we're going through life. There's a lot of services needed now. All of the things that's happening across the land, where in Dr. Jody Bear's area, where cities, people, things were just tore down to nothing, and people needs to be served. And you did a big initiative, Dr. Jody. Did that turn out well? Because I know I was a part of it with the Hurricane Ian relief.
It was amazing what happened, and I think a lot of it was because I had a great keynote speaker to head off our Hurricane Ian event, which was you, Kim.
I did
in October, and when you talked, what you talked about has resonated. We put it on our network in Orlando. That 12-hour telethon has aired every single Saturday from midnight to 12. And you think, well, what kind of traction did it get? The Billy Graham's nephew, Ben Graham, Dr. Ben Graham in Nashville, picked it up with his non-for-profit, and we were able to raise our $1 million. We're going on for the next 2 million. And that is what it's all about. We need each other. And those 65 speakers that we had in October will always be remembered with Hurricane Ian. They still have the National Guard down there, Kim.
Wow.
Because it's just having to rebuild. And what y'all said was, it was just beautiful, my dear, about that Carrie Ann, that the greatest salesman is the greatest servant. You served because you're serving that next generation. You're serving your family. So you're elevating them out of the suckhole. Great way to be unanxious, isn't it? You're teaching them as they see you by example. Great job. Great job.
I love it. I love it. And you all of you have a servant's heart. So thank you. Thank you for the kind comments, Ernetta. Yes, thank God that he's put that heart in me. He definitely put that heart in Dr. Jody and to Carrie Ann as well, and to all of our Freestyle Friday experts. Every morning, Vanita says she sends out daily devotions of the day because you never know who it may help. So she actually sends that out to serve other people that she's connected with. I serve by being available for others and by feeding the homeless, this person said. Thank you so much for sharing some of the ways that you all serve. Please do me a favor and share a closing comment, Carrie Ann, and again, how people can stay connected with you.
All right, so you can stay connected with me. It's on the screen, but I'll say it out loud for the podcast listeners. www.carrieannhilliard.com. My number is 980-216-6844. And I just want to encourage each and every person out there to go out there and be great. And it's okay if you're not at the level where you can serve others. Sometimes you just got to serve yourself before you can serve others. And that means getting the help that you need and reaching out for help whenever you do so. Thank you.
That is wonderful closing comment. Make sure I want to acknowledge too, before our final closing comment, today's episode is sponsored by ctrmedianetwork.com. Make sure you check them out. And if you're interested in learning more about having a podcast on their platform, please reach out to me. I have a special invitation for you to learn more about them. And also getinsured.solutions, 704-499-3616. And that is end of life expenses. Some things that can help you be able to, as a family that's remaining on this earth, to be able to keep more of those finances versus having to share it with just burial expenses and things of that nature. Take a moment to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Turn that notification bell on and you will receive notifications when we go live. And we are also our sponsor, Silver Shield Security. silver-shield-security.com. silvershieldSecurity.com. Make sure you all check them out in the Carolina and the Georgia area as well. And our final episode sponsor, Attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. Definitely want to take a look at them about personal injury, disability, wrongful death of a loved one. 704-251-2945. Those are our episode sponsors today. And Dr. Jody, go ahead and give us our closing comment.
I'm going to do that coin flip. But when I said that your micro habits create your macro life, and this is a habit. Let's flip the coin toss on the word anxiety. I gave you an acrostic for anxious. A stands for your attitude. Will create your altitude. N stands for now. Look at yourself now, because that's for you in the future. X stands for exceptional. Yes, you are. The I is look into your eyes in the mirror. The person you're seeing back is unique, which leads to the obvious warning signs of chronic anxiety. Look at them, because the biggest thing in the world in health and prevention is maybe it'll go away. And you are the only you, because that's what our Heavenly Father gave you, that thumbprint. And then you will have success in all 6 pillars of your life. And that is me, drjodee.com.
Woohoo! Yeah, we had a wonderful time with our Freestyle Friday experts here today. They're always dropping significant gems and pearls of wisdom. If you missed the clip that I did on YouTube where I'm talking about being able to handle curveballs that are thrown in your life, go check that out. I have a link there for you. You can go and check it out in the comments section. We'll see you guys again on Monday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you at 11 o'clock a.m. Monday through Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, Freestyle Friday experts, and I need one of y'all to do something for me. You know that, all. everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.